So, good morning to everyone. So, in the second part of module 1, in this we will discuss about the anthropocentric and ecocentric perspective and their major thinkers. So, first of all, in this lecture, we will discuss two important environmental perspectives. One is anthropocentric and second one is ecocentric. So these two perspectives explain how human view and interact with the nature and form the foundation of environmental ethics. So all these two perspective, anthropocentric perspective and ecocentric perspective, are very important components of this module and very important topic. So in the next slide, in anthropocentric perspective, the anthropocentric, first of all, what is anthropocentric perspective? So anthropocentric means human centered. So in this perspective, human is centered and it places humans at the center of the moral concern and view nature mainly in terms of its usefulness to human beings. According to this view, the environment has value because it supports human survival, comfort, and economic development. So, according to this view, the environment has value because it supports human survival, human possibilities, human comfort, and its economic development. Right? In this, conservation is encouraged only when the environmental protection benefits human directly. So this approach is human centered. Fine. So this is the anthropocentric perspective. And what are the impact of anthropocentrism? So the impact of anthropocentrism has strongly influenced modern industrial societies, right? Modern industrial societies, it has promoted technological advancement. Like this promotes technological advancement, modernization in technical equipments, technical infrastructure, industrial growth, large scale exploitation of natural resources. However, this approach has also contributed to environmental degradation, pollution, and unsustainable use of natural resources. Just because of this is human centered approach. So basically this approach promotes the industrialization and urbanization because for the human development, right? So in for this approach there are several major thinkers which supports the anthropocentric perspective. So in this continuation, the one of the major thinker Francis Bacon, that according to him, that nature exists to serve human needs. He emphasized that scientific knowledge gives human power over nature should be used to control and exploit natural forces for human progress. So he supports this anthropocentric approach is for human development and it is good for human development. His ideas laid the foundation of modern science but also encouraged domination over nature. Rene Descartes also supports the same perspective, anthropocentric perspective. He viewed humans as superior rational beings and considered nature as a mechanical system. He believed that animals and nature lacked consciousness and moral issues. So, this reinforced the idea that humans have the right to use natural resources without ethical responsibility towards nature. John Locke also supports the anthropocentric approach, and in this he emphasized private property and argued that human gain ownership of natural resources through labor. According to him, nature has value when it transformed for human benefit. His ideas strongly influenced capitalist economies and justified extensive resource use. Another perspective, which is again very important, that is ecocentric approach. So as far as you can see, this is ecocentric approach. So in this, eco means environment is the center. Like as in anthropocentric, the man was the center, and in this approach, eco means environment is the center, and we can say nature centered perspective, right? Nature centered perspective. In this approach or in this perspective, ecocentric perspective is nature centered. It recognizes that all living and non living components of the ecosystem have intrinsic value independent of human use. Humans are viewed as a part of nature. Human is the part of nature. So that's why the environment is the center, because human is not above the environment. Human is the center. Human is the part of the nature, and environment is the center according to this perspective, not separate from it. Humans are not separate from it, and emphasis is placed on ecological balance and natural limits. So human has also the limitation to use a proper sustainable use of natural resources, right? So in this perspective, several major thinkers also supports ecocentric perspective. You can see in this slide that Aldo Leopold introduced the concept of land ethic, right? Land ethic. Like certain ethics are given for land use, land pattern, land structure. He argued that ethics should include water, soil, plants, animals. Right? According to Leopold, humans should act as a responsible member of the biotic community. Right? Again, I am repeating my words that human is the component of the environment. It is not above the environment, and an action is right if it preserves the stability and the beauty of the ecosystem. Right? Another thinker, Arne Naess, developed the philosophy of deep ecology. He emphasized that all forms of life have equal value, right? Either the plants, animals, human beings, microorganism, plants, flora, fauna, etc. All forms of life have equal responsibility and value. That criticized shallow environmentalism that focuses only on pollution control. So all forms of life have the responsibility to control pollution. Deep ecology calls for fundamental changes in human styles and respect for nature. Russell Carson is another thinker which also supports the ecocentric perspective, and Russell Carson book Silent Spring revealed the harmful effect of pesticides on ecosystem and human health. Her work highlighted ecological interconnections and showed how human action disrupt natural systems. She played a key role in the modern environmental movement. Now, in the next slide, we can compare what are the major key factors of anthropocentric and ecocentric perspective. So, in this, we can say that anthropocentric thinking prioritize human needs and economic growth, while ecocentric thinking prioritize ecosystem health and sustainability. So modern environmental policies increasingly supports ecocentric approach to ensure long term environmental protection, or we can say it supports the sustainable uses of resources, because environment is our habitat. If we not protect our environment, it is very difficult to survive in our ecosystem, right? So we just conclude the whole presentation or the lecture that understanding ecocentric and anthropocentric perspective helps us evaluate human actions toward the environment. A shift towards ecocentric thinking is essential for achieving sustainable development and protecting the environment for future generations. So this is today's lecture. In this we discussed anthropocentric and ecocentric perspective in detail. Thank you so much.